Um, Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is RJ. I'm a faculty also at SAP America. I teach BW courses, I teach HANA courses, and I teach BW on HANA courses at SAP America also. That's my secondary. My primary is I'm a subject matter expert and a chief architect for various projects in the field of business analytics, and my main focus is BW, HANA, and BW on HANA and BPC. These are my core areas. I have implemented 4 of the HANA projects. 2 of them are HANA and ECC on HANA, and 2 of them are BW on HANA. We will talk about I will try to demystify what is HANA in our subsequent talks. We are also the focus of today's orientation is I really want to orient you that what you are going to learn in next few weeks. So that way you know that does these topics generate your interest? Is this the scope? Is this the field you want to be in? So I'm trying to familiarize with you. I'm not going to talk much about the HANA and BW on HANA deep architecture and concepts. I'll give you an overview so that you know that what it is. I want to mainly introduce you to analytics, warehousing, then what is SAP BW, and then we will talk about HANA and BW on HANA, and then very brief mention about the reporting, how reporting is done, and what are the skills we need. Okay, then in the end we can have a question answer session. But in the meanwhile, if you have any questions, pressing questions, and you are preoccupied with that question, you feel free to raise your hand, or you can also unmute yourself and ask a question. Okay. I'm hoping that everybody is seeing my screen. So, and 1 second, I'll try to download this, that way I can do a good presentation. I have prepared these slides. These are not my own slides, but the content I have collected is very logically I have arranged based on what we want. I hope now it is clear to everyone, right? I will take the silence as yes. If anybody has issues, please let me know. Okay. So why analytics? Knowingly or unknowingly, all of you have chosen to or even thought of taking this course BW on HANA. I don't know how much research you have done, but I wanted to share some of the links, some of the facts which have been, these are all there on the web. They are not my own. So you can go, and I have published where the source is also. So one of the biggest challenges which I also face every day, which the organizations are facing, which the companies are facing, hiring and recruiting companies are facing, is we have a lot of need for analytical skills, analytics skills, not analytical, analytic skills. That means we need to know people who know IT, or at least they know IT, they know business, and they know some domain knowledge on the functionality. Okay, not necessary that every resource need to have. Every resource need not have. But what is analytics? Analytics is nothing but we are trying to find. You'll see that I have put some slides. We are trying to answer some questions of the enterprise. This analytics, what we are going to focus is mainly for enterprises. We are not going into like a medical research or anything. Our scope for this course will be mainly on the enterprise analytics. We want to see what is the throughput time of a sales order, how much time is it taking, what is the employee turnaround in a human resources, or we are trying to see what is the inventory turnaround, how much inventory I have to stock. All these business intelligent decisions I can do using analytics. So analytics is nothing but a techno-functional / business skill set needed. So what happens generally in organizations, we have a functional consultant, we have a IT consultant, then we have a technical basis consultant who provides infrastructure. So one person cannot have all these skills. But a successful consultant is he who can master most of the skills. For example, my forte is when I go to a client site, I can talk to business. I can talk to them about consolidations. I can talk to about intercompany balances. I can talk to them about intercompany eliminations. I can talk accounting. I can talk supply chain. At the same time, you should be able to talk to the technology people that what would be my architecture. Will it be a BW on HANA is better, or ECC on HANA is better, or some other reporting tool is better. So you should know about the technology. And 3, I am also a modeler. I can model the things, I can solution, because basically I'm a solution architect for the technical side. So the more hats you wear, and also I'm a developer also. I can write code, and I can write code in ABAP, I can write code in SQL. These are the 2 basic languages which you need to survive in most of the SAP analytics and general analytics. SQL is best. Trying to give you a big picture of what analytics means, right? So if you see these, you can read these, that the biggest challenge today is analytics is the lack of skilled and analytics resources. So I really want you to take a conscious decision when you are entering this course, that what it takes to become analytics. So it is both. You need to have some aspect of programming, but not necessary, because I have people, I have worked on teams where I have dedicated programmers, or I have people who does everything. For example, if you want to be highly billable, if you can take 2-3 hats on your skill set portfolio, you are a very highly billable consultant, because you are doing the job of 3 people. So it's up to you what your interest, aptitude, and what is the requirement of the client is. But in short, the skills are very short. So compared to other areas of IT, this is the most demanding one. Okay. Now, why suddenly analytics has become the main focus? This is a Gartner's report. Previously, if you know that in early 80s and 90s, when decision support systems, when data warehousing and all these concepts have arose, you all know who is Bill Inman, right? Bill Inman is known as the father of warehousing. When they all introduced, they introduced a warehouse as just a add-on tool for a company. That means the company is running a business. They generate sales orders, they generate purchase orders, they hire employees, they fire employees, they produce statutory balance sheets. So all this is a business. So business was the center, and if somebody wanted a report, people would have taken it to another database, or within the same database they would have created reports. So that is the scenario earlier. But nowadays that it has turned around totally. We have a central hub for analytics, and we interact with the business applications because I have a central cockpit where my CIO or CEO or my CFOs, they all try to see what is my account balances, with which customer I'm having receivables, and with what is my highest payable vendor, what are my commissions. They all want to see that in a dashboard. So it's a centralized cockpit. So analytics is going to take the taking the center hub, and has already taken. If you implement, I hope you all are, whoever have experience, what do finally you do? You build a system, you develop a system, you first have a blueprint, then you develop the system and you test, and finally once it goes live, everybody wants reports, and that is the situation what it is. That is why analytics is very important. We are shifting the paradigm from reporting to business intelligence. Previously it was just a report. A boss asked, okay, what is my employee turnover? You used to produce a report and give it to them. Now it is not like that. It's a business intelligence. Now if you see, if you are hearing of this Hadoop and all this, it's nothing but transactional data surrounded by most of the social media data, that how many people are viewing the same products which I am buying. Suppose I am buying a inkjet printer, ink, then they see that what other products I am looking at. So social media is there. There's a lot of statistical data which is generated. All this you are trying to leverage and come to a strategy. So it is also used in strategical reporting, which you will see. These are the some facts I have collected. Why the top 10 CIO business and technology priorities. If you have seen here, analytics and business intelligence is the #1 priority for your technology priorities. That means I can only center my whole landscape, my whole IT ecosystem around in analytics and business intelligence. That's why it is ranked as #1. Ranked as #1 from a technology perspective. Which technology should I? Should I use a Oracle RDBMS, or should I use a HANA? Should I use SAP BW, or should I use Cognos? It all depends upon these decisions, what it requires or what it entails to provide. Can I scale it or I cannot scale it? Do I need scalability in the future? Today I have 100 users on this system, tomorrow I may have 1000 users. Can my system be scaled to that extent? So these are all the decisions which go into these priorities. And if you see the business priorities also, analytics and big data is one of the top 10 priorities. Though it is considered here as 9, this is an old, I think July 2013 data. This is moving up the scale. This is going to be 3rd or 4th, implementing analytics and big data. If you see, most of the CIOs are now coming from a background of analytics. So here I am trying to give you, this is a very good blog which I didn't want to cloud this with a total, I didn't want to cloud this presentation with a verbiage, but these are the these are the top 10 trends in the analytics which we have. So I'll just mention a one-liner on about all those so that you have the idea that where the industry is moving in the analytics. Okay. As I have shown, analytics and business intelligence are still the #1 because everything is going to be centered around analytics. All applications are going to feed into analytics. Previously, applications were feeding into analytics database, but now all applications are relying on analytics database. For example, I have a CRM system, okay, customer relationship management system. What I do is that I try to take information from the customers, the opportunities, the sale, and everything. I take information from them and I try to derive a strategy around them. That okay, I should not sell Toyota Corolla because the sales in Toyota Corolla in the Northeast region is not good based on my CRM system. So what I do in the Northeast region, I try to focus on some other product. So maybe Camry is selling more. So these are the kind of strategic decisions that help me in. So they are your #1 priorities. Though they are analytics, they are giving you a decision for your future. And what is the analytics maturity? Because now analytics is divided into 3 phases. I have shown you in the next slide. Let me go to that slide. See, this is what analytics has become descriptive, predictive, and perspective. That means what has happened, what could happen, and what should happen. I'm not going to read all this, but you Neela will provide you this presentation. You can go through it. But what I want to tell is that the analytics the maturity is increasing in the organizations. It is not just a tool which gives you some information or some spreadsheet, but it is trying to bring some intelligence and some strategy into your organization. You want to know like what has happened and why did it happen. You want to also have a diagnostics, right? Why did it happen? You want to know what happened. You want to know, okay, my inventory suddenly came down. Okay, my inventory came down. Why did my inventory came down? Because I was supposed to receive a shipment and the shipment did not come. It may seem very easy to you when I'm telling, but trust me, the data which is in the enterprises, the organizations is humongous. It is growing exponentially. If you can fathom the situation that initially when there were hardly the data used to be in MBs, if you know, in 80s and all that. The data has increased from MBs to gigs, now gigs to terabytes. Trust me, I am working in some situations where it is petabytes. So the volume of the data is increasing so much that it is not easy to figure out that why my inventory went down in from that huge pile of data. Okay, so I need to have a smart analytics developed which will immediately give me speed. Is one of the most important, speed and reliability. That's why HANA is in the picture. I'll explain that later. So in a click of a second, I should know that why the inventory has come down and where it has come down and what should I do. Okay, for next time, what corrective action should I do? So what we are transitioning from a diagnostic to predictive also. Before it happens only, I am trying to do a prediction also. Okay, my inventory is going to come down based on this sets of data, based on these facts, based on these shipment deliveries, latency of the shipment deliveries. So this all I will come to know from this analytics maturity only. Okay. Now the fundamental thing is that the in-memory concept is ripping off the old rules. What were the old rules? The old rules were that I am going to store data in my traditional databases, in my persistent databases. What is the drawback of that? If people who are aware of the systems, my application server is going to talk to my database server, and the data is brought depending upon your buffer capacity and your buffer configuration. It's going to bring, and based on what memory you have given to the application server, it will bring only that amount of data and process it, and so it will do in a chunks. So definitely there is a lot of I/O happening between your app server and your database server, and this I/O is going to this I/O is going to reduce your performance and take longer time and put lot of bottlenecks on the system resources. So that's why in-memory, what it will do, in-memory is going to solve all of your such problems. What is in-memory? In a layman's term, I have a file on my network drive and I have a file on my thumb drive. Okay, which is the fastest to access? Naturally, everyone will say which is on the thumb drive. Why? Because thumb drive is close to my cache. It is almost in my RAM basically, right? So whatever is the application is on the RAM, that comes up very faster. Whereas if you have to go to a network drive from your computer, you have to log on to a network, and from there you have to pick up a file, means it is going to take a lot of time. So in-memory is ripping up of the old rules. And also it's breaking down the old barriers. What are the old barriers? Previously, if you know, I could never do a search on a text or something, right? I could not search on text or doing now, but with social media and with this Hadoop and all this text processing, I can do analytics on a search also. Suppose in a Google you type for searching something BW on HANA. Suppose you type, what happens? It remembers the text, and the text is stored in the database. Previously, processing text was very difficult. And also, if you see SAP, that is the beauty with SAP, we have lot of algorithms, analytical algorithms. That means the code has been, the data mining code, the data analysis code has already been written. The algorithm is already written, and you have to just give the parameters and it will give you. So you have a business content, what we call SAP delivers business content. That means it has done everything for you. You have to just install it and use it. Got it? So those are the basically old barriers which are breaking. Operations and analytics are no longer separate. Okay, very important point, which why HANA came into picture. This is the existence of why HANA came into picture. You know, what happened is, what used to happen and is happening is, BW system is always, there is a data latency. Okay, that means usually it is a nightly processed job, means all the data from the transaction processing system is coming into the warehouse on a nightly fashion. So what happens, I post some journal entries and I want to see them. It cannot happen. Post and see situations, I cannot report on post and see situations. My inventory yesterday was 100, today it dropped. After 4 hours it dropped to 80. My report on the BW shows 100, but actually in the system it is 80. So there is always a difference between your source system and your reporting system. So to reduce this gap, to keep a real-time reporting, HANA has been introduced so that I can have the data as it is there in the ECC system. I'm going to have that in my reporting system. So if it is 100 there, 100 here, if it is 80 there, the 80 will get updated here. Previously the 80 used to get updated the next day. So that is the main advantages of operations and analytics are no longer separate. People want to know why warehousing is used. If you know why warehousing is used, warehousing is mainly used for trending reporting. That means I want to know the trends, because I see a 10-year history of data and I try to conclude something from the 10-year history, that this is the pattern which the organization or the market or the resources are following, and this is how I should react or proactively react, right? These are the various decisions which are taken at enterprises. But now people are not only looking for the trending reports, they are also looking for operation reports, so that I can take a quick decision. I need not wait for my 10 years of history to build up, or my 2 years of history, or 1 year of history. I can take decision based on today's my inventory situation. This is what I'm going to do. Okay, now you may ask, why can't I get the same report from an ECC system? Very common question which people ask me is that, see, any report is any query on the database on an existing transaction system is a hindrance to performance for the business to happen. What happens if you are trying to run your business fast, and on top of it somebody says, can you give me this figure, can you give me that figure? What will happen? It will slow down the system. That is why fundamentally the warehousing was invented. But the warehousing was invented with the concept of decision support system. It was not for a operational reporting system. But now those barriers are, that gray line is slowly fading out. Now big data is a big deal. Yes, now we are, as I have told you, with the information explosion, the data is so voluminously increasing that our processors and our techniques and our methodologies are not sufficient enough to handle them. So we need to work around these big data. So big data is becoming a big deal, because now the transactional data is being surrounded by many of the predictive data, many of the social media data, many of the other data. So you want to combine your transactional data of your enterprise with many other adaptive data which you want to adapt to the market. Got it? So that's why big data is a big deal. And as I have explained you already, analytics is moving to the core. And also the user experience. Let me talk about the user experience. Previously, the users used to use spreadsheets, access databases, and all that, and they used to, if people who are familiar with month-end closing, if they are accountants, they can fathom this, what I'm talking about. It used to take 10 to 15 business days compiling the spreadsheets, coming from different clients, coming from different companies. For one company, what happens, these big companies, they are like, they have operations in many countries. They want to get the financial figures from various countries, then assimilate them into one spreadsheet. This used to take, for a period to close, it used to take 10 to 15 days after the period has been closed. All this is Now user experience. Now user can focus not in data collection but more in data analysis. That is what this optimizing the user experience. Also, from the technology perspective, previously they used to hook to their desktops or laptops. Right now with the web and the mobile, you can do anything from anywhere. Okay, and information is becoming an asset. The data is converting to the main purpose of. If you ask me to give a one-liner about analytics, I will say the process of converting data into information, I call it as analytics. So information is becoming an asset. The more informed you are in an organization in this agile environment, in this competitive environment, the more reactive and the more fast you can capture the market. And also the last is information governance, of course. When you have exposure to a lot of data, you need to have some governance in place. This is a trend. This is not an advantage or anything, but what is happening, the governance, risk and compliance is coming into picture now, because you are exposing your data to media, you are getting data from others into your system. So basically there are some repercussions. We have to have governance, how we should handle, how we should proliferate, how should it be distributed, all that. So this section I will end saying that this is what we are doing. Reporting, we are reporting from a reporting to a BI transition. I am transitioning from a reporting system. Previously my mindset was reporting, now my mindset is business intelligence. So what is the difference? We have all this reporting strategy, single version of truth, standardized, trusted, secure. That is the most important why data warehousing came, because I have data in 10 different systems and I want a single source of truth. My customer may be in CRM, but my sales might be in SAP. So both should talk the same language, and to the CIO or CEO it should give the same data. So single version of truth. Of course it should be standardized. In my CRM system, the customer may be 15 digit, but in my SAP system the customer is 10 digit. So I have to standardize it. I have to homogenize the data. Okay. Of course it should be trusted. Why trusted? Because it should reconcile with your source systems. Wherever the data is being generated, if I say my sale is $100 million, it should reflect $100 million on the report as well as in the transaction system, and it should be secure. Anybody cannot have access. Only authorized people can have. But on top of it, I should be able to do agile development. It should be cost effective. Let me just give you a one-liner about the cost effectiveness. We used to spend in I used to work in an organization where I was leading the whole BI Center of Excellence. To the data center I used to pay, because see, I have to have a development system, I have to have a quality system, and I have to have a productive system. And so if I have 1 gig of data in my production system, I need another at least 0.75 gig on my quality system. Okay, then I need to have a backup also. So for a 1 gig, I used to store almost 7 gig of data. That is a standard ratio. If you research, you will know. So for 1 gig of data, I used to pay around $100 of data, $100 per day of my data storage. Okay, so with in-memory and everything, all of those costs will come down. Of course, there are some other costs like the license and the implementation costs, but your TCO, what we call total cost of ownership, is changed. We have to work our system. The BI strategy should be that it should be cost effective. I cannot have a very costly system and give it to my CIO. He will immediately fire me saying that, oh, this is very cost effective, I cannot work with you in this. Of course, it has to be business driven. Previously it was IT driven. Now the focus is changing to business driven. So basically what we are doing in analytics here, we are redefining the roles, processes and tools. What are the new tools we have to have? They should be intuitive. We should be able to develop very fast. The development cycle should not be, it should not take the development, integration, testing and production should happen quickly. Okay, and of course it should cover all your needs. And what are the processes? We should be able to immediately prototype, and business should be able to drive it, not IT, because what happens when IT drives it? Business says this is not we are expecting. We asked for an elephant, you gave a camel. That's what the usual terminology what they say is, right? And of course it has to be secure, strong, and the BI governance should be, there should be a governance of the data. Nobody, audit should not come and say that your data is exposed, or you should, insider information should not go to others, right? So that is the governance you should have. And of course, what is the role of, now see, this is what I was trying to tell you. My role now is more, I should be a business person, I should be an analytics person, I should be an IT person, and I should be also a report developer. So my role is now changing. Previously reporting means some Cognos guy used to do some Brio reports. If you know, they used to do some Brio reports and they used to give. Now I'm not like that. Now my role is not like that. My role is I should be able to talk to the business and talk in terms of their language. If you talk of technical language, they will throw you out. And you should be able to analyze. You should do the modeling such that whatever data they want, you can get in the fastest time. And of course, the infrastructure should support that. And of course, you have to give a decent report, presentable report. So the focus is changing. That's why I try to emphasize on analytics. Why analytics is becoming important. Now let's come to the some very basics. Some people it may be going bouncer for them when I talk something. So what is this we are doing in an enterprise? Okay, let's. I'm trying to come one level down now. Okay. So what is the importance of my analytics in an organization? Okay, I need to have the right information, the timing should be right, and the format should be right. I don't want a when I'm presenting it to my CIO, I don't want a spreadsheet. I want to give it in a beautiful PDF format, right? And also what format here also means homogenization of data. I cannot say that the customer from the CRM system is this, the customer number from the SAP system is this. So I don't want the user, the CIO to figure out, okay, what is the real customer I should be interested in, okay? So that is what the format means. And what are we doing here? We are doing strategy. We are trying to get strategic decisions. We are going to tactical and operational. Okay, all three types of decisions we are taking using this information to make the company better. That is what. So I gave you some highlighters that why business intelligence is needed. We talked of analytics, but why really organizations need business? These are some of the eye openers for you. Many complaints often I hear is I can't find the data. I can't get that. I have the data, but I can't get it because the file is so large that I cannot get it. So I need someone to write and program an algorithm that it will give me. Or I can't understand the data I found. I got the report, but the report doesn't make any sense to me. That's what people always complain to me. That they ask me for a 1 million row report, but they will say we can't make. Of course, when you have so many rows on your report, you can't predict anything. So we have to make the data in a presentable way that if you can slice and dice the way they want, okay, from that data. And of course, they can't use the data they have found. Okay, that means the data is in terms of data is coming from disparate systems, and you want to make it one system. So these are the general challenges why BI has come into picture. And the same thing continuing, that the data has to be organized and it should be enterprise wide. It should not be just for a particular silos. It should not be for a particular financial system, or not for only America region, or not for Asia region. It should be across, it should be integrated, and it should be harmonized across the globe. And they want to get a most of these big people, the C-level executives, they want to get the very high-level summary. They are not interested in the details. The details are interested by the tactical managers and the operational managers. So we should have a tool like dashboards is an best example, where a bird's eye view. By seeing a dashboard, I should be able to, this is what the trend is, okay? And can somebody, what is a glimpse of the future means? Can somebody predict for me what will happen? Where should I go next 5 years? Should I continue the Toyota Corolla line, or should I discontinue and bring some other product into picture? So some hybrid model. So all these future trends. And of course, what is my ROI? So these are some of the common questions which reporting tries to answer. I'm trying to give some perspective to you that what is that we are going to deal with when I become an analytical professional. Okay, what are my lowest and highest margin customers? Who are my customers and what products are they buying? Common questions. Which customers are more likely to go, who are going to be competitive with me? What are new products and services and what are my revenue margins? And what is the most effective distribution channel and what product promotions have the biggest impact of revenue? These are the, trust me, these are, we build reports on such kind of things. So nobody asks to build a report on list of your employees or like that. These are the enterprise level decisions which we have to take. So we have been talking, so I tried to put one slide on a very, very basic understanding end to end. Okay, what happens? Okay, if you see to your left, these are all your, these are called OLTP systems. These were the customer, inventory, credit, sales, operational, external. These are all called OLTP system, online transaction processing systems. This is where the whole business happens. This is where the data gets generated. And the focus of this system is not to report. The focus of the system is to churn the business as fast as you can. You have to churn it so fast that nothing should stop. The speed here is, the speed here, the speed of the business is dictating the systems, not the speed of reporting is dictating the systems. Okay, they don't care if your report comes or doesn't come. They say that if I book a sales order, it should get processed and come faster out of my system. That means it should, the product should be delivered faster. So what is business intelligence? Business intelligence is to extract the data, from these yellow systems using some ETL tool. What is ETL? Extraction, transformation and loading. So guys, this is where our bread and butter is. Okay, this is where the developer, the modeler, the analyst and the predictive analyst, all of them do these operations. They try to extract the data, means use some program to extract the data, transform the data. I told you that the data is there, but we have to convert it into information. The information, it is getting converted into information through transformation, and we have to load it into some persistent place so that I can in future, if I want a 10-year history, I can. So this is the, you will be learning mostly BW on HANA is the ETL part of it, and ETL is a concept, but physically it gets stored in a data warehouse, and I distribute this data, I classify this data into different data marts the way the business wants. And business intelligence is the reporting intelligence, is the reporting tool which either it generates reports or it generates another OLAP. OLAP means online analytical processing, or it is pivot table spreadsheet, depending upon how you want to use it. But this is a big picture of business intelligence, those who are fresh to the industry.
Yeah, I have one quick question. Sorry to bother.
Sure. Yeah.
Where HANA fits into this picture, the in-memory database?
This is a not a technical. I'll come to that. That
okay,
slide. But it fits to the data warehouse as a database, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that database is replaced by HANA.
Okay,
Previously it was a Oracle database. Now that's a in-memory database. That's the difference.
Yeah. So the ETL still exists, right? The ETL.
Yeah. Without ETL, you can't survive.
Yeah.
Even in a HANA, let me tell you, the projects of the HANA I have done, you write ETL in a SQL. You have to transform the data, you take the tables, the basic tables, you replicate them into HANA in memory, and from the HANA in memory, say you have an employee table and you have a payroll table, right? So my ETL process is, I will take the employee table and I will join that physically with a inner join or an outer join, depending upon that. I will do an inner join or an outer join, and I put it on the, I connect it to the payroll, and I will try to generate a report for this employee. This is the payroll. The only difference is that that is happening in memory instead of the database, in the traditional database.
Yeah. So what is the tool that SAP use for ETL? Is a BW or something?
BW has got integrated ETL concepts. That means it has its own ETL technology. But nowadays, with the acquisition of the acquisition of business objects, data services is the tool which is being used for data conversion, data migration. See, it depends what you want to do. If you want to do a ETL, BW is the best. If you want to do a data migration, data services is the best. It depends upon your scope of your project.
All right. I heard of the BODS.
Yeah, it's business object data services. The main function of the BODS is for data transformation and data conversion. That means suppose I'm going live on SAP and I have systems in Oracle, I have in PeopleSoft, I have in CRM, Siebel systems. I want to massage this data. BODS is the best place, because you do that in BW also you can do, but BW you have to write a lot of ABAP code.
I see.
So you're good?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. No problem. Okay. So why I have put this slide is because this slide I want to tell that what are my strategic things and what are my tactical things and what are my functional things. Okay. So seeing this slide, you can understand that you will be supporting a particular finance domain or operation, HR, IT domains, or you will be doing a tactical is multi-dimensional analysis where you are doing a 10-year history or a drill down, slice and dice analytical capabilities. Whereas in a strategic, you are trying to provide the decision information systems basically. Okay, that is the meaning of the importance of this slide to get you an understanding. So what is OLAP? As I have told you, online analytical processing. I have the data here. I have the data in my data warehouse, and I should be able to, in an OLAP, I should be able to model it such that the user gets it seamlessly. Okay, the user need not have to go to a lot of gyrations to get the data. That is the main function of OLAP. And OLAP, as I told you, is a multi-dimension analysis where what are various dimensions? This is just a representation of 3 dimensions, but you can have 15, 16 dimensions across geography, across products, across time, across regions, across different customer segments, different distribution channels, like internet can be one of your distribution channel, direct sales can be one of your distribution channels. So you want to see how which is the best course of action to take. That is what OLAP is, nothing but it is taking the data from the data warehouse and processing it, developing, underlying it is developing many SQL queries and trying to give the data and combine all those underlying queries into one query and give you the output. That is the function of the OLAP engine. Okay, so for those who don't know, I gave here what is a warehouse and what is the data we are trying to do. Okay, so if you see this, what I'm trying to do is that I'm doing these operations: extraction, cleaning, transformation, loading, and then I'm in a warehouse. I have the master data and the transactional data, and I develop data marts and I do various kinds of reports. The various kinds of reports can be tactical reporting. It can be an operational report. It can be a management report, it can be a statutory report, it can be an audit report, or it can be a predictive report. It can be any kind of reporting we can do. Okay. So here I try to show you what very high level basics of what SAP is. SAP is a system where you try to use the best business practices to support multiple currencies, do business in various languages, and this information is secured and integrated, and it is enterprise wide. That is why SAP is the beauty of SAP is. Okay, and also why you need a ERP system. Okay, ERP system because you have a buy side of the data, you have a sell side of the data, and within this triangle is your business, whatever you are trying to do. Either you are trying to book reservations, travel services, or you are trying to manufacture a product, or you are trying to host a web service for a cloud or anything. What you ever do, you do that. So SAP is the best integrated package available on the market where it integrates the buy side, sell side, and the enterprise management. Okay. And what is what is the SAP's business intelligence, what is the scope and what is the objective of the SAP's business. This is what it is, an enterprise class. The data is complete, open and integrated. Let me explain what is open and integrated. I can have data from another SAP system, or I can have data from a non-SAP systems also. And the data is an enterprise class, means I can harmonize the data so that it looks as coming from one place with one standardization. And it is complete. It is complete in the sense end to end. You can get the end to end insights. Basically, you can right from extraction till your transformation and loading and reporting. The data lineage can be traced. That's what the complete means. Means I can track the data lineage of these systems. Okay. And of course, why we do all this? For some actionable insights. Okay, it's a very basic architecture of the SAP, which you should know, where I can get data using any of the red ones are technologies. I can have a database connect, I can have a XML, I can have a business application programming interfaces. These are all SAP standard way. You don't have to code or anything. The SAP has given you all these ports. Basically, it is like your HDMI port or your USB drive. Anyhow, you can get the data into the warehouse. Okay. And it can be an SAP application or it can be a non-SAP application. You can do the ETL before or you can do the ETL later. So these are your interfaces. This is your data service sources, and this is the architecture where I have a cubes and a DSO. I store the granular data in the ODS objects, and I store the aggregated data in cubes. This is my staging area when it comes into the warehouse, and my master data is centralized. And I have a metadata repository, and this is the function of administrator where I can schedule the jobs, I can monitor the jobs, and I can do administration. And this is my reporting interface where using the services I do reporting on a tools which we are going to use. And I can also extract data out of BW in terms of data marts and other. I can send data from a BW to other systems. This is the very basic BI architecture. Okay. And these are the SAP's proprietary reporting tools, but business objects are on top of this. So when you get a SAP license, you get these also, where if you want to put your report on the web, you use Bex Web. If you want to put it on a Excel spreadsheet is the analyzer, then you can broadcast it. That means I will generate the report once and I can distribute it to 1,000 users. 1,000 users need not run the report. I will generate once and distribute it to 1,000. And I can put it on portal also, my company-wide portal. This I have just given you the idea of the business objects, that what tools. Usually we use crystal reports. These all terms have changed. Excelsius is now dashboards, and Webby is Webby only, and there is nothing called as Voyager. Instead of Voyager we have something called as Analysis Office. But the idea is that we get the data from the data warehouse, and these are my reporting tools basically. And I get data from various sources, from my CRM, SAP ECC, supply chain, supplier relationship management, product lifecycle, and I get data and I put it in a warehouse. That is why it is open and complete. I get data from all systems. This is where I integrate the data, and this is where I report the data. Okay, now let's talk of HANA. Okay. So whoever asked that question, they should answer. Previously what happens, my NetWeaver BW or my ERP, everything was on a relational database management system. That means they are not in memory. They are on a disk, they are on a tape or somewhere, right? Relational database management systems. Now what happens is that instead of this RDBMS database, I'm going to replace that by HANA database. So if you see, these are the BW on HANA projects which we are doing right now. We are migrating from a RDMS. I'm taking my NetWeaver BW application server from an RDBMS system to a HANA system. Okay, I'm replacing the database. I'm nothing changing to the application level. I'm not changing anything here. I'm only replacing. It's a lift and shift. I'm lifting it from the RDBMS system and putting it on a HANA database. So that way, my speed, my reliability, my accuracy, everything will be improved. So what is in memory? What is in memory? So what happened with the innovations in the hardware and the software? SAP came with this HANA, High Performance Analytics Engine. HANA means High Performance Analytics Engine. So what are the hardware innovations? Now I have a multi-core architecture. Previously, if you know, we didn't have this multi-core architecture. We had hardly 2x4s like that CPUs. Now the CPU has a multi-core architecture. So what does this mean to a layman term? That I can do lot of parallel processing. I can do lots and lots, means 1000-fold I can do a parallel processing. Okay. Previously we could not do to this scale. And also the 64-bit address space. Now what happens is that previously they were all 32-bit address spaces. Now it's a 64-bit address space, and I can do a lot of compression also with this. And of course the prices of the RAM are decreasing. If you know in 90s what your computer was costing and now how much computer is costing, the prices are decreasing. So these are your hardware. The fundamental difference is in the software side. We will deal with when we start our sessions, what is a row store and a column store. I will explain you those. I didn't want to put too much of technical jargon here. That's why I didn't put those slides. But this is what it meaning. From a row level to a column level storage. Everybody in a database, the idea is that a database means they will have rows. The data is arranged in rows. But in HANA, in memory, it is arranged in columns. And I can do lot of compression. The compression ratios are, that means my 100 gig of data, I can compress it into 15 gig. I can compress so much. Okay. And I don't have to store aggregates. That means I can report on a detailed data directly. I don't have to pre-aggregate the data before reporting. This is the fundamental difference between a HANA database and a HANA system and a non-HANA system. Previously, my application server was handling all of my processing. Suppose you want to do a payroll run. The payroll run logic was executing in the application server. Now, I am pushing that logic in the database server because my database is efficient. What happened? What did I tell you? My I/O is reduced between application and database layer. Previously, if the application layer was processing the algorithm, it used to get data from here and processing used to happen here. Get the next chunk of data, processing used to happen here. But now all that is happening, it takes the logic here, reads the logic, and all the data is here, and the processing is happening here. So that is the difference between the HANA approach and the classical approach. I just wanted to show you this statistics that the rate at which the BW, people have a lot of difference between a HANA and a BW on HANA. Let me clarify that concept first. If my ECC system, if my transaction system can be on HANA, my BW reporting system need not be on HANA. Whereas my other way around, my ECC can be on the RDBMS, whereas my BW reporting system can be on HANA. So BW on HANA means my reporting, my BW, my analytics system is on the HANA. HANA is a database, guys. Please don't get confused. HANA is a database which I am attaching to a application server. Okay. Now, even if it is HANA is used for two purposes. Write this in golden rules. People have a lot of confusion about this. Even enterprises are confused about this. I am working in a project where people have, when I went as a HANA architect there, people had no idea. They told we purchased BW on HANA, so can I use HANA? No. When you purchase BW on HANA license, it is your HANA database you purchased. You haven't purchased SLT or you haven't purchased HANA Studio license. I will come into those differences when we go into the detailed classes. Okay. The point here I want to mention is that the install base of the BW is increasing at a random 200 customers per month. This is SAP's forecast. You can research on Google. So, and everybody is trying to go on HANA. There will be many migration projects from an RDBMS to HANA. They will be migrating because of the efficiency reasons. This I have just given how it evolved, from a analytical engine perspective, from an aggregates perspective, from a data store. These details we'll talk later. But what you should know is that SAP is moving at a faster rate from a 7.0 version, 7.3 and 7.3 on HANA and SP5 behind. These are the all advantages of the HANA, that I'm having an in-memory planning engine. Previously my planning engine was on the application server, but in the in-memory processing, all my additional calculations are in memory. My consumption of HANA models I can do in BW. My cubes are HANA optimized, my DSOs are HANA optimized, and my data is staged is HANA optimized. That means all is for efficiency and reliability. This is what I was explaining, that previously everything happened to you in blue square. Now everything is happening in this yellow, which is nothing but your database. So your application layer is becoming thinner now. Your database is handling most of the load. And this is the warehouse information architecture with HANA. So with BW on HANA, that I can get data from any source systems. It can be a SAP system, it can be a non-SAP system, it can be a legacy system, it can be another database, or it can be another metadata repositories, or it can be unstructured data also. Like unstructured data means text. Text is an unstructured data. Suppose you want to import, you want to get the email, what is the content of the email you want to get, that comes under as unstructured data. So both structured data, external data and unstructured data all can go into the BW on HANA, and then I can develop various data marts and I can have different dashboards. So this is the latest and the greatest architectural picture for BW on HANA. Okay. So you can work at this layer, you can work at this layer, you can work at this layer, depending upon your interest and the jobs you are getting. So this is for those who were asking me a question on the HANA, right? So I want to just explain my BW box is I'm using the HANA as the database, where I can have BW modelings as well as HANA. This is called native HANA modeling. I can do modeling in HANA Studio, or I can do modeling on BW application server. In this course, I will give you an introduction to this also, and I will give more emphasis will be on the BW schema. But it is good if you are equipped with the HANA knowledge also. So you will be getting the knowledge about the HANA, native HANA modeling as well as BW on HANA modeling. This is just, I like to give, this is not part of the course. If you go to SAP, they don't teach this. But out of my interest, I teach this because if you know both, then you will be a good consultant. And this is just a business objects. Those who are interested, they will know that Crystal Reports, Excel, Explorer, JDBC. So this is how the reporting technology is, like it uses SQL or a JDBC or a ODBC. So this slide I have put so that they know that what is the querying mechanism from a HANA database for a reporting tool. And my last slide is this. As I have told you, it's a combination of IT skills, combination of your analytical skills, modeling skills, as well as your business skills. This is what becomes an analytical professional. It means you can be anywhere. If you have a business domain, you are an MBA in finance or something, you can pick up the BW on HANA skill and become a business person. If you are a core comp science nowadays the courses are analytical courses, MS in analytics, then you can be a modeler or you can be a statistician. Or if you're a pure IT guy, you can do a infrastructure, you can do performance tuning, you can do the servers and all that performance. So depending upon all these three together form your business intelligence core competency. Okay, BICC means business intelligence core competency. So with this I end, and I will open the floor for the questions, and any slides you want explanation, I will be happy to explain. So you can unmute yourselves and I'll open the floor for questions. Okay, before I start the questions, let me tell you, as I have explained you, you can be a report developer, you can be a HANA data modeler, or you can be a BW data modeler, or you can be a extractor, writing the extraction logic. So any of these choices, the world, you have all the world in front of you. Depending upon your, we'll be touching in this course everything. We'll be touching mostly this course will be on the HANA modeling, BW on HANA, and ETL. This is what the focus of this main course. I'm not going to talk much about reporting because that is a totally separate one. In my view, that is a very easy one. You don't need a course for that. But yes, BW on HANA, you need a faculty for that because the concepts are there and you have to. I consider HANA modeling as a BW modeling and HANA modeling as an art rather than a science. You should have the art of it. The art and the you get only by the techniques when you know how you should model, how should you interpret the data, how you should analyze the data. That is my 2 cents on this. Okay guys, with this I open the floor if you have any questions.
Hi Ajay, this is Sam.
Hi Sam.
I'm a SAP basis NetWeaver consultant.
Okay.
And, just wondering how exactly the course helps me. As a SAP basis guy, I'm supposed to create the schema from the HANA server, install add-ons to the ECC for SLT, creating and configuring the connections to SLT from SLT to HANA. Will that topics be covered in the course?
No, this is not a, that is called SAP HANA 100. What I'm teaching is BW 362. BW 360 is BW on HANA. Of course, I will mention about the SLT, I'll mention about the schemas, but I'm not, I told you that is a IT skill you are looking for, and that is not what this course is. Purely from a modeling perspective, warehousing perspective, ETL perspective. This, I'm not teaching any basis related on this. What you are asking is more from a basis, applying patches, upgrading, taking backup, doing point of time recovery, creating schemas, connecting to SLT, connecting SLT to BW. That is all. That is all basis work. BW modelers don't do that job.
Okay.
Of course, I have knowledge, but that is different. But this course is not for that.
Okay. Is there any course coming up for which covers this topic? Or?
For that we no, right now we are not planning any of that course because usually the audience for that is less, and but I have got some content I can share with you which will help you to get familiarized with. It's called BW on HANA 100, 200 and 100.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Archie.
No problem, Sam.
So can I have the contact number, Archie?
Yeah, you can ask Neela. She will give me the Madhu or yeah, sure,
Okay.
No problem.
Okay. So I have another question. So I see there are few positions when I search in DICE, like a SAP HANA BW consultant or SAP HANA operations and SAP HANA performance consultant, something like that. So I believe based on one of your slides, is we going to have SAP HANA BW consultant, right?
What this course is for, this course is mainly for BW on HANA. That means how you will use the BW system and do the modeling. But I am also teaching you the HANA portion of it, so you can become a HANA consultant. The only difference is that where you are operating. If you are a pure HANA, what happens if it is a ECC on HANA or HANA on a business suite? You don't deal with the BW system. You deal with the transactional processing system.
Okay.
But the modeling concept is same whether it is BW or ECC. The HANA uses the same modeling. You create the same analytical view, same attribute view, same calculation view, same SQL logic. So nothing is different. Only thing is that how do you consume this in the BW is you can also consume a native HANA model into a BW. And otherwise, vice versa is now with the latest support pack, vice versa is also possible. In a native HANA, you can consume a BW model also.
Okay. So after your course, do I get some knowledge on BODS2, which you discussed previously, like the bots, which like a ETI?
I don't get your name. I don't know.
Srini?
Srini. Srini, this course, even the BW itself for 5 weeks is overwhelming. I will just introduce you BODS from a perspective that it is one of your sources of the system for the BW. That's all. Introduction will be how to extract from a BODS, but not doing the data services to the core. No. Trust me, for the 5 weekends which I have told Madhu, is I have to really literally go very fast to teach you both HANA and BW on HANA. So if I keep BODS also, everything will be a sandwich and you won't get anything.
Yeah. And also, as you know, finally I had to go and find. So that's why I want to learn more on exactly what type of position I may be looking on DICE or some job board.
BW modelers and HANA modeling is the job you will be suitable for once you learn this.
I see. Okay. So, the BODS is completely a different set of job, right?
Yeah, that is basically a data conversion job. Before data enters even into the transaction system.
Okay.
Of course, for HANA, BODS is one of the source that you can get data from a non-SAP system, from a SAP system, from BODS. So you will learn BODS from only a perspective that is how to extract data from BODS into BW.
Okay. So coming to programming skills, I can write SQL. My background is little different. So I'm just wondering exactly how that we need to know data modeling. Like, do we need to create any schemas like a Snowflake or what there are few things there? And also like any triggers, procedures, like how that's in DB SQL that we need to learn.
See, a basic SQL is fine. You don't have to be like a guru in SQL or anything. You should be able to write select star from where on this, group by aggregate, the basic SQL which everybody nowadays knows. You don't have to be a master of that. But yes, very in-depth modeling skills you need, that creating the schemas, DSOs, cubes, master data, all these concepts is the core what we teach here. Of course, the SQL or the ABAP code is the for customization. Otherwise, most of the code is generated by SAP only. It is only where you want to customize the data, customize the code, then you use SQL or ABAP.
So this won't target as a report developer, right? I think you already mentioned that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that is all I have.
But I will teach you the SAP's reporting tools definitely. Inbuilt SAP's like BEX or something. I'll give you a good familiarity with those, so that way you can, when you do a model on a data and you want to report on it, you can see where it is, analysis office. If you want to report from a BW system, you have BEX. So those things I'll show you.
Okay.
Means I'll teach you how to configure reports there. That show you means not just show you. I'll teach you how to do it.
Okay.
Hello?
Any other questions?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah?
Yeah, this is Maksar. I was just thinking yeah, you said it's a BW on SAP HANA. So is there different version, SPS 08 or SPS 07? Which one will?
Okay, as I told you, HANA is common. HANA is common for, remember this slide?
Yeah.
Let me show you the slide one second, so that will clear your concept. Here, this slide. So whether it is ERP or BW, they're going to sit, it is called Enterprise HANA, they're going to sit here only.
Okay.
In future, maybe your company is not rich enough to have both on HANA because license cost is very high as of now.
Okay.
So you mostly BW is on HANA, but the future is that both will sit on the same HANA. So it doesn't matter what is the ECC. What you are asking is SP5, SP6, SP7, SP8. Yes, they are the various versions of the HANA.
Okay.
And this BW course, Neela will tell you, it will be on, depending upon the candidates, it will be on BW 7.3 SP8 or BW 7.4 SP8.
Okay. So as part of this course, like you'll be preparing for certification or?
I'm not a person of certification, guys. I don't believe in certifications, but the track record of mine is that I taught HANA and BW on HANA at SAP and everywhere. Most of the people scored 90 plus on my, whoever attended my course, and they went for certification. But I am myself not certified, let me tell you. I don't believe in certifications.
Okay, yeah, agree. Okay, you'll be teaching, like you said, like 362 course, right?
Yes.
The BW 362 or?
BW 362 is the main focus. BW 362 and HANA 100 combination.
HANA 100, okay. So HANA 100 you'll be teaching, or earlier, like the gentleman, he was asking about, like you said that will be covered under 100.
No. That what he was asking was HANA 200.
Oh, okay, HANA 200.
HANA 200 is basis, HANA 100 is general for everyone, and HANA 300 is for modelers.
Okay.
So in a real job scenario, the BODS and whatever you are teaching, and also the top layer, which is report development, those three are completely different.
Yes. BODS, here I showed you, right, this picture?
Yeah.
Here, your BODS falls here in this blue region.
So,
what I'm teaching is this region, this data warehouse, and the third layer is this BI layer. So I'm teaching this middle layer.
Okay. So the report developer actually he uses whatever you did until BI?
Yeah, he can use, that's why I showed you this screen. He can use any of these tools. Okay. These are the native BW tools, okay, which will definitely be teaching, or they can use any of these business objects which SAP has acquired earlier. Okay.
Yeah.
It can be Crystal Report, Voyage, Excel sheets. We are not going to go into this because this is a separate world itself.
Yeah. But when
I will be teaching this part of it. The best part of it I will be teaching. This is the reporting proprietary SAP's reporting tool.
Okay. So the report developer actually he uses the whatever you did the data modeling. Finally, you come up with some set of data, right? So right. He going to use that data, right?
Yeah, he consumes that model data.
Yeah.
What happens is that since you are asking questions, I'll explain you what happens. The basis is no matter which tool you use, they have to have a BEX query. That BEX query becomes your semantic layer for the object.
Okay. The BEX queries are all ABAP?
Yeah, they are behind the scenes ABAP, but you don't have to do ABAP. SAP generates the ABAP itself.
Okay. You
don't have to write the code.
Okay, so the report developer, the company don't expect him to do all the modeling job that you teaching them.
Yes, if you can get such a job, but nowadays that line is graying out.
So they are expecting even to do the same whatever you're teaching. Okay.
Yes. What I'm going to teach is the core skill. Anybody they expect.
Yeah, I understand. Okay. So you have anything upcoming that only take the BODS part and the report development?
See, BODS is I don't know, maybe your focus is on BODS, but this focus is on modeling. BODS is a data conversion tool. Do you want to do data conversions? Data conversions are only one time when the systems go live.
Okay.
Yeah, the scope of BODS is very less compared to analytics, BW.
Okay.
See, we teach base. I can teach BODS also. I have experience with BODS. I have no issues. But the demand for BODS, for demand for BW compared to demand for report developer, people don't ask for report. Report development is everybody picks up. That's very simple one only. If you know one reporting tool, you can pick the same reporting tool. It's only the familiarity with the GUI.
I
So,
see. Okay.
yeah, the core skill is this BW data warehousing skill.
No, I understand. Yeah, the other two layers are really easy, and yours is like ongoing and really needs some talent.
Right.
Yeah, data churning, doing the data modeling. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If there is good demand, I will teach BODS also, but not in this course because I cannot teach everything in this course. People trust me. For this BW only, you will pull hair. Forget other BODS and reporting. Because I go very deep. I try to give the concepts functionally, technically, and from a database perspective also.
Yeah, one quick question. So, the apply for jobs outside the analytics, do they consider like from what domain you are coming from? I think they might.
Sorry,
banking or finance or whatever.
No, the domains, of course, the domains which you are comfortable, you can go for those domains as I have explained you here. You can take up any domain or you can take all the domains depending upon your choice.
Okay, but will they outside whoever offering a job, will they expect like you need to be some medical or a clinical data analyst or something like that?
No, what they expect is this. They ask sometimes when you have to support FI, they may ask you experience, domain knowledge in the FI. That they may expect, but not clinical and all that. I don't think so. Okay. But any of these domains, if you have, I don't know how many years of experience you have, but some of these domains you should have worked already. It doesn't matter which, whether it is SAP, non-SAP, domain remains same, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I worked in all the domains what I have listed here. I got a chance to work, that's all. I was lucky to work HR, operations, finance, sales, production planning.
Okay. So basically, my background is I'm working for past 14 years, most on like a Unix admin side. But before moving to admin, I was a business analyst in HR domain. So I am just planning to migrate to some SAP. So recently, I had a chance to work on business object reporting tools. At my present work, where I do the installations at hospitals.
Which tool you have used?
I used business objects.
No, which one? Webby?
Yeah, Webby, Dusty, and also I developed a little bit on the Universe side.
That is a semantic layer. Universe is a semantic layer. Design Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That the designer, Webby, Dusty, somebody they want to be on desktop.
Nowadays, everything is Design Studio. That's all Design Studio nowadays.
Okay. There's all three combined now. Okay.
Basically, it is your semantic layer. So your semantic layer can be your BW InfoCube, it can be your Bex query, or it can be a HANA model nowadays. Previously, you used to develop a model on a database, but with SAP after taken over, it can be your BW InfoCube, or it can be a BW data store object, or it can be a HANA model, or it can be any other non-SAP query definition.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, RJ. This is Makhtar again. Just I wanted to check one more thing.
Sure.
He said like you'll cover as part of this course will be HANA 100 hours also, maybe like for short. Is there a SQL base will be covered? I think that is part of 150, HANA 150 I believe.
Yeah, HANA 150, I'll give very basics, high level.
Okay.
Yeah, because I will not have time to cover all that. Trust me, my BW 362 is so vast that HANA 100 itself will be, I'll have a hard press, but you personally, if you have any questions, I can help you with the HANA 150 also.
Okay.
Yeah. One last question. Sorry to be upfront. Basically, I make around 60 to 70 per an hour. So after your course, how much I may be looking? Of course, we need to do hard work and do whatever. So do we have a good billing base in this segment?
Okay, very interesting question. My honest answer I'm giving you because
yeah, because it boils down to finally how much we make, but still I'm interested in this one. So.
That makes sense. You may have passion for a particular area, but the rates may not be high there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I have passion for, I really want to be an investigation consultant. I want to be a fugitive consultant, but I know money is not there. No, personally, really, I'm telling you. Yeah, the rates for BW on HANA, frankly speaking, it depends upon how you prep yourself up to. See, there are HANA architect positions, developer positions and everything, right? Minimum rate, you can expect the minimum rate is 90 to 100 minimum, because you don't have experience. You can't show too much of experience also.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So practically, you can start between 90 and 100 easily. But you can easily, in a year or two, if you really step up yourself, you upgrade yourself, you can go to easily $140, $150 per hour.
Oh, wow. Okay. That is all.
But they expect a lot from that. Trust me.
Yeah.
They expect that you are a modeler. See, for example, I wear the hat of security, BW security, which I'll be covering here. I wear the hat of a functional guy. When I talk to functional people, don't think that I'm a technology person, because I can talk balance sheet with them, I can talk profit and loss statement, I can do eliminations, allocations, I can talk to them like that. I talk to them on a, when I talk to my basis people, they think that I'm a basis administrator, like Sam. When I talk to my team, when I talk to my own development team, they know that I'm a modeler, right? When I talk to my business people, they think that I'm a solution architect and a SME for them. So you have to have various skill sets too. And when I talk to my core developers, my extractors, they think that I'm also a coder. Because when you write code, when you have to write function module extractors, sometimes you have to know the code also. So it all depends upon how many skill sets you are displaying.
Yeah, it's kind of a 2 to 3 people work. That's why you might be doing. Yeah.
Yes. So it depends upon. I'm telling you, it depends. See, I came.
How you market yourself and how much skills you possess.
Right, right. I came on this project for 6 weeks. I'm still there on the project. I'm there from past 1.5 years. So I came as a BW on HANA architect because they were very expensive. They didn't want to keep me more than 6 weeks. Of course, other reasons came afterwards. So because I was handling many functional areas also, so they could not roll me off.
Yeah. Yeah, basically even I have, this is the heart. I don't know about the functional modules, how they fare against this particular area. Like
I'm currently working with the headcount utilizations and cross-application timesheets only. Let me tell you, HR is a very good module for SAP.
Yeah, because I'm a business analyst for 7 years on HR.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now,
So do they have a demand too?
What is that demand?
Yeah, do they have the functional module? Do they have demand like SAP HRM or HCM?
Oh yeah, have very much demand. See, the beauty with the BW is, let me explain you this. The beauty with the BW is you need not be a master of, you can be a jack of all things, but you need not be a master of things. Like you need not, you need to know HR, some operations, some databases, some programming, some modeling. Of course, modeling is your core skill.
Yeah. You might have a deep core knowledge in modeling and then many hats in all other respective areas.
Exactly. As long as you can understand what the business wants and how to convert that into a model, your life is good.
Yeah, when you convert it to a model, you might be talking with hundreds of tables, right?
No, in SAP BW, they have pre-configured tables, models and all that. So you need not worry about, you need not do from scratch most of it.
Oh, okay.
You need not. SAP's delivered content is there. That will help you out.
Yeah, so they already have some existing schemas where we can use.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's really helpful.
No problem, Srini. Anytime. So any other questions? Looks like there are only 3 people. Sam, Srini and Maktar. That's all looks like. I don't know who's this Sanju. Is that same as
I'm Srini.
Yeah.
Yeah, my son, and I logged in to my son.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, the problem is, the basic problem is, guys, everybody tries to look the good billing rates and they come, but the bar is very high here. You have to work very, very hard into SAP because you have to compete with the people who have experience and you have to compete with people who ask for less rate. All that because because if you are a fresh out of the college, you don't care about much rate. You just look for a break, right?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, we can start for 40 or 50 years.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So the 8th November is the one, right? Classes are starting?
Actually, there was a change in my plan. I was supposed to go to India, but I have dropped because of my work. I can't go. So I'm planning to go in December, end of the December. So we may start early also, depending upon what Madhu is planning.
Okay. Also, the workload that you handling like a day is going to be really a lot. Of course, you might do 1 hour, I may take 2 days. But once you get some decent experience, do you think still you might work like a lot of hours on this?
Sorry, Srini, you are breaking in between. Are you on speakerphone?
No, I'm not on speakerphone. I don't know why it's breaking. And I'm just wondering, on an average, how much workload you might be, are you working like too many hours a day on this one?
My current project?
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about the extra hours or whatever, but do you think like there is a lot of work on day to day?
No, let me tell you, in US life is easy. In US you don't have much work. What is
There are 4 other callers on the call.
That's why I look after many areas. But if you're a developer, you don't have to work that many hours.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes when you are going live or there is a cutover or something, you may have to work few hours extra. But in general, no.
Okay, thanks a lot, Jia.
No problem, Shane. I think if we don't have questions, we can call it a day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, guys. Thank you very much for your time, all of you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for your time. Bye.